Hello, guys. Welcome. How are you today? Let me ask you something honestly. How many times did you stay silent, even when you had something important to say? How many times did you know the answer, but your heart started beating fast? Your throat felt tightlish, and suddenly we are rapid. A feeling is nigh to break it. Neo, softly.
Hello guys, welcome. How are you today? Let me ask you something honestly. How many times did you stay silent, even when you had something important to say? How many times did you know the answer, but your heart started beating fast? Your throat felt tight, and suddenly your mind went blank. That feeling is not lack of English. That feeling is fear. And today, we are going to break it. Not slowly. Not softly. We are going to understand it clearly. Because once you understand fear, it loses power over you. First truth. Fear of speaking is not about language. It is about judgment. You are not scared of words. You are scared of what people will think. What if I make a mistake? What if they laugh? What if I sound stupid? Let's go deeper. When you were a child, you spoke without fear. You didn't care about grammar. You didn't care about accent. You spoke because you wanted to express something. So what changed? Awareness. Now you are aware that people are listening. And awareness creates pressure. Pressure creates tension. Tension blocks flow. Now understand this clearly. Your brain has two modes. Survival mode. Communication mode. When you feel judged, your brain shifts into survival mode. Heart beats faster. Breathing becomes shallow. Hands feel cold. Mind freezes. Because the brain thinks, this is danger. But speaking English is not danger. It only feels like danger. So step 1 to speak without fear is simple. Calm the body first. Before you speak, do this. Inhale slowly. Hold for 2 seconds. Exhale longer than you inhale. Again. Slow breath in. Slow breath out. This sends a signal to your brain. I am safe. And when the brain feels safe, words start flowing again. Now second truth. You are trying to be perfect. Perfection creates fear. Because perfect means no mistake allowed. But communication is not about perfection. It is about clarity. Let me ask you. If someone speaks simple English but you understand them clearly, do you respect them? Yes. If someone uses big vocabulary but sounds nervous and unclear, do you feel confident in them? No. Clarity beats complexity. Always. So instead of trying to speak perfect English, try to speak clear English. Short sentences. Simple structure. Strong voice. For example, instead of saying, I was actually thinking that maybe it could possibly work if we consider. Say, I think this can work. Let's try it. Clear. Direct. Confident. Now let's talk about overthinking. Overthinking is fear's best friend. You think in your head. Is this grammar correct? Should I use past tense? Is my pronunciation right? While you are checking grammar, the conversation is moving. And you freeze. So here is a powerful shift. Focus on message. Not grammar. Native speakers also make grammar mistakes. But they keep flowing. Flow creates confidence. Stopping creates fear. From today, follow this rule. Finish your sentence. Even if grammar is imperfect. Complete thoughts build confidence. Incomplete thoughts build doubt. Now imagine this situation. You are in a meeting. You have an idea. Your heart starts beating faster. Instead of staying silent, say this line. Let me share one idea. Simple opening line. Prepared line. Safe line. When you have 5 to 6 prepared opening lines in your mind, fear reduces. Because you are not starting from zero. Here are some powerful starters. In my opinion, one thing I noticed is, I would like to add something. From my experience, practice these daily. These are bridges. Bridges reduce fear. Now another important point. Stop apologizing for speaking. Many learners start like this. Sorry, my English is not good. Immediately, you lower your own confidence. And people see you as unsure. Instead say, I'm still improving. That sounds strong. It shows growth mindset. Never insult yourself before speaking. Now let's talk about eye contact. When you look down too much, your brain feels small. When you look forward, your body feels stronger. Body posture affects psychology. Stand straight. Relax shoulders. Lift chin slightly. Speak slower than normal. Slower speech sounds confident. Fast speech sounds nervous. Even if you feel nervous inside, slow down your outside. Your inside will follow. Now something very important. Fear does not disappear before action. Fear disappears after action. Many people wait to feel confident first. Then they speak. Wrong order. Speak first. Confidence comes later. It always works like this. Action right pointing arrow experience right pointing arrow confidence. Not confidence right pointing arrow action. So from today, do small exposure practice. Speak to one stranger per day. Ask one question in a group. Record yourself for 2 minutes daily. Small exposure builds mental strength. Just like gym builds physical strength. And remember this. Nobody is thinking about you as much as you think. People are busy thinking about themselves. They are worried about their own mistakes, their own image, their own performance. You are not the center of their judgment. That thought alone reduces fear. Now let's build mental strength. Repeat in your mind. I don't need to be perfect. I only need to be clear. My voice deserves space. Say it again slowly. I don't need to be perfect. I only need to be clear. My voice deserves space. Feel that. Fear loses power when you decide your voice matters. Now let's go even deeper. Sometimes fear comes from past embarrassment. Maybe someone laughed at your accent. Maybe someone corrected you rudely. Maybe you forgot words in public. That memory stays. And your brain tries to protect you from repeating it. But protection becomes limitation. You cannot grow inside comfort. Growth lives outside fear. Every confident speaker you admire was once nervous. Every strong communicator you see was once unsure. Difference. They continued. They did not stop after embarrassment. They practiced again. And again. And again. Confidence is repetition under discomfort. So next time you feel nervous, don't say, I am scared. Say, I am growing. Because fear means you are stretching. And stretching builds strength. Now imagine 1 year from today. If you practice daily like this. Speak even when nervous. Slow down your speech. Focus on message, not perfection. Calm your body before speaking. Use prepared starting lines. Do you think you will still be afraid? No. Because fear cannot survive repeated action. Now let's talk about the real battlefield. Your thoughts. Before you even open your mouth, a voice inside you says, don't say it. You'll mess it up. Better stay quiet. That voice sounds protective. But it is not protecting you. It is limiting you. You must learn to answer that voice. When it says, you might make a mistake, you reply, mistakes are allowed. When it says, people will judge you, you reply, let them. When it says, You're not ready. You reply, I will grow by doing. This inner dialogue decides your confidence level. Confident people are not fearless. They just speak differently to themselves. Now let's build a powerful mental switch. Before speaking, don't ask, what if I fail? Ask, what if I succeed? Your brain follows the question you give it. If you ask negative questions, it finds negative answers. If you ask empowering questions, it finds strength. Now something practical. Let's train response speed. Fear increases when you feel slow. So practice quick answers daily. I will ask. You answer in your mind immediately. Why do you want to improve your English? Answer quickly. No overthinking. What is one goal you are working on? Answer fast. What makes you nervous when speaking? Answer honestly. C. Speed removes fear. Because you stop analyzing too much. Now let's talk about silence. Many people fear silence in conversation. If there is a pause, they panic. So they fill space with, actually, like. But silence is not your enemy. Silence shows thinking. Silence shows control. After you finish a strong sentence, pause. Let it land. That pause increases your authority. Now let's work on tone. Fear makes voice smaller. Confidence makes voice steady. Practice this line with strength. I deserve to be heard. Again. I deserve to be heard. Say it slower. I deserve to be heard. Feel your chest open slightly when you say it. Voice comes from breath. If breath is shallow, voice shakes. So breathe deep before speaking important sentences. Now let's simulate a real scenario. Imagine someone disagrees with you. Fear says, stay quiet. Confidence says, respond calmly. Instead of reacting emotionally, say, that's an interesting point. Let me share my view. Simple. Calm. Balanced. Fear is reduced when you have ready phrases. Preparation reduces anxiety. Now another scenario. You forget a word mid-sentence. Don't freeze. Replace it. If you forget, delicious, say, very tasty. If you forget, opportunity, say, chance. Communication is flexibility, not memorization. Flexible speakers are fearless speakers. Now let's talk about comparison. Comparison kills confidence. You compare your English to native speakers. But they have 20 years of daily exposure. You are learning consciously. Different journey. Different timeline. Compare yourself only to your past self. Were you better 6 months ago? Probably yes. That is growth. And growth destroys fear. Now let's talk about energy in your face. Your facial expression affects your voice. If your face looks tense, your voice sounds tense. Before speaking, relax your jaw. Relax your eyebrows. Small natural smile. This relaxes your entire system. Confidence is physical before it becomes verbal. Now something powerful. Stop trying to impress. Start trying to express. When you try to impress, pressure increases. When you try to express, freedom increases. Your goal is not to look smart. Your goal is to share clearly. That shift changes everything. Now let's build a small challenge. For the next 7 days. Day 1. Speak one extra sentence in any conversation. Day 2. Ask one question in English. Day 3. Record yourself for 3 minutes. Day 4. Speak slower than usual. Day 5. Use one strong opening phrase. Day 6. Maintain eye contact longer. Day 7. Share one opinion confidently. Small daily wins reprogram fear. And here is something deep. Fear is imagination. Confidence is repetition. You imagine worst-case scenarios. But you rarely imagine success. Start visualizing positive outcomes. See yourself speaking calmly. See people listening. See yourself finishing sentences strongly. The brain cannot clearly separate imagination from reality. So use imagination to build confidence, not fear. Now I want you to understand something very important. Your voice has value. Even if your grammar is simple. Even if your accent is different. Even if you speak slowly. Your voice represents your thoughts. And your thoughts matter. Fear tries to shrink you. But growth requires expansion. Every time you speak despite fear, you expand. Every time you stay silent because of fear, you shrink. Choose expansion. Again and again. Let's go even deeper. Sometimes fear is connected to identity. You think, I am not a confident person. Stop labeling yourself like that. Identity is flexible. Instead say, I am becoming confident. That small change creates progress. Becoming is powerful. Now imagine yourself 6 months from now. You walk into a room. You breathe calmly. You stand straight. You speak clearly. You listen deeply. You respond without panic. That version of you is possible. Not because of talent. Because of practice. And practice starts with decision. Decision to stop hiding. Decision to speak even when heart beats fast. Decision to accept mistakes. Decision to grow publicly. Fear fades when courage repeats. And courage is not loud. Courage is quiet action. Again and again. Now let's strengthen the foundation. Fear grows in uncertainty. Confidence grows in preparation. Most people say, I'm scared to speak. But the real question is, are you prepared to speak? Preparation is not memorizing big vocabulary. Preparation is knowing your basic structures. For example, if someone asks your opinion, you already know how to start. In my opinion, I believe. From my experience, if someone asks about your goal, my goal is, I'm working on, I'm focusing on. When you have ready structures, your brain feels safe. Safety reduces fear. Now let's talk about overthinking. Overthinking is slow fear. You think about grammar. You think about pronunciation. You think about what people think. And while you are thinking, the moment passes. Train yourself to think about message, not perfection. Message first. Correction later. Even native speakers correct themselves. But they don't stop speaking. Now let's practice pressure control. Imagine you are in a group conversation. Everyone is speaking fast. Your heart beats faster. You feel left behind. Instead of trying to speak fast, slow down your breathing. Take one small breath. Wait for a natural gap. Then enter with a simple line. Can I add something? Or, I'd like to share my view. Short. Clear. Strong. You don't need to fight for attention. You need to enter calmly. Calm entry creates authority. Now let's talk about mistakes in public. This is a big fear. You say a wrong word. People notice. So what? Most people forget within seconds. But you remember for hours. You replay it in your head. Stop replaying mistakes. Replay your courage instead. You spoke. That matters more. Now let's build mental toughness. Sometimes people will interrupt you. Sometimes they won't understand your accent. Sometimes they may correct you. Don't take it personally. Say, thank you. And continue. Correction is not attack. It is feedback. And feedback builds strength. Now imagine this scenario. You are giving a presentation. Your voice shakes at first. Instead of panicking, say calmly, "Let me begin again." And continue. Confidence is not never shaking. Confidence is recovering quickly. Recovery speed defines strength. Now let's talk about physical anchors. Your body can trigger confidence. Before speaking, stand straight. Pull shoulders slightly back. Lift chin gently. Breathe deep. This posture sends a signal to your brain. I am safe. I am strong. Your brain listens to your body. So train your body to send powerful signals. Now let's build conversational rhythm. Fear makes speech choppy. Confident speakers connect ideas smoothly. Use linking phrases. On the other hand, at the same time. That's why. For example, these small bridges make you sound organized. Organization creates respect. Now something very important. Stop waiting to feel confident before speaking. Speak first. Confidence comes after action, not before. Think about driving. At first, you were nervous. But you drove anyway. Now it feels normal. Speaking is the same. Repetition turns fear into habit. Now let's talk about emotional detachment. Don't attach your self-worth to one conversation. If one conversation goes badly, it doesn't define you. It was one moment, not your identity. Detach ego from performance. Focus on progress. Now let's do a quick mindset reset together. Say this slowly in your mind. I choose growth over comfort. Again. I choose growth over comfort. Growth always feels uncomfortable in the beginning. That discomfort is not danger. It is expansion. Now let's imagine something powerful. You are in a room. People are talking. You listen calmly. You enter the conversation. You speak clearly. You finish your point. People nod. Not because your English is perfect, but because your message is clear. That is real confidence. Clear message. Calm delivery. Strong presence. Fear cannot survive in clarity. The clearer you become inside, the stronger you appear outside. And remember this. Your accent is not your weakness. Your pace is not your weakness. Your learning stage is not your weakness. Silence because of fear is the only weakness. So speak. Even if voice shakes slightly. Speak. Even if sentence is simple. Speak. Because every spoken sentence builds your future version. And the more you practice courage, the less fear controls you. Let's continue building this strength even deeper. Now we go deeper into real-life fear moments. Fear is strongest in 3 situations. When you are judged, when you are compared, when you are unprepared. Let's break this carefully. First, fear of judgment. You walk into a room and think, what if they think my English is bad? But look at this logically. Everyone in that room is thinking about themselves. How do I look? Did I say that right? Do they like me? People are busy judging themselves. Not you. The spotlight effect is an illusion. You feel like everyone is watching you. In reality, they are watching themselves. Understand this deeply. It will free you. Now second, fear of comparison. You hear someone speaking fluent English. Fast, smooth, confident. And immediately your brain says, I'm not that good. Stop comparing chapter 1 with someone's chapter 10. You don't know their journey. Maybe they practiced for years. Maybe they lived abroad. Maybe they struggled silently. Comparison kills courage. Instead of saying, they are better than me, say, they are showing me what is possible. Turn comparison into inspiration. Now third, fear of being unprepared. This one is practical. If you know you have a meeting tomorrow, prepare. If you know you have an interview, practice. Confidence loves preparation. Even 15 minutes of structured practice can reduce fear by half. Write 5 possible questions. Practice answers aloud. Record yourself. Listen once. Improve one thing. That's it. Simple preparation creates powerful results. Now let's talk about voice control under pressure. When fear enters, your voice becomes fast, high, unstable. So slow it down intentionally. When nervous, reduce your speed by 20%. Pause slightly more than normal. Lower your tone at the end of sentences. Ending with a slight downward tone sounds confident. Example. Weak. I think maybe we could try this. Strong. I think we should try this. Hear the difference. Same words. Different delivery. Delivery controls perception. Now let's train your brain to handle blank moments. Sometimes your mind stops. No words. Silence. Don't panic. Use recovery phrases. Let me think for a second. That's an interesting question. Give me a moment. These are not signs of weakness. They are tools of control. Even experienced speakers use them. Silence plus control equals authority. Silence plus panic equals fear. Your reaction decides everything. Now imagine you are speaking and you make a grammar mistake. Instead of stopping completely, just correct lightly. He go. Sorry, he goes. And continue. Smooth correction looks professional. Sudden panic looks insecure. Keep flow alive. Flow is more important than perfection. Now let's talk about exposure training. If you only practice alone, fear stays. You must practice in small public situations. Start small. Order coffee in English. Ask a question in a group. Comment in an online meeting. Small exposure reduces big fear. Your nervous system learns. I survived. Every small win builds inner evidence. And confidence is built on evidence. Now I want you to imagine something powerful. Picture yourself 6 months from today. You walk into a room. Your posture is straight. Your breathing is calm. Someone asks you something. You answer clearly. Not perfect. But steady. People listen. They respect your effort. That future version of you is not magic. It is repetition. It is daily courage. It is small steps done consistently. Now let's strengthen your mental language. Stop saying, I'm bad at speaking. Start saying, I'm improving every day. Stop saying, I get nervous. Start saying, I'm learning to stay calm. Your brain listens to your self-talk. Feed it strength. Now let's talk about rejection. Sometimes people won't react well. Sometimes they won't be interested. That is normal. Even fluent speakers face rejection. Fear grows when you expect universal approval. Confidence grows when you accept mixed reactions. Not everyone will like you. Not everyone will agree. And that's okay. You are not speaking to impress everyone. You are speaking to express yourself. That shift changes everything. Now breathe slowly. Relax your shoulders. Read this in your mind. I allow myself to grow. I allow myself to make mistakes. I allow myself to speak. Freedom begins with permission. Give yourself permission. Now we continue building even stronger internal control. Now let's talk about something most people ignore. Energy. Fear is not just in your mind. It is in your body. Tight jaw, shallow breathing, cold hands, fast heartbeat. So if fear is physical, confidence must also be physical. Before you speak, do this. Stand straight. Roll your shoulders back. Take one slow breath in. Hold for 2 seconds. Release slowly. This tells your nervous system, I am safe. When the body feels safe, the voice becomes steady. Now let's train real conversation courage. Imagine someone suddenly asks, "So, what do you think?" Your heart jumps. Instead of rushing, say, "That's a great question." Pause. Then, "From my point of view." This small structure gives you control. Structure reduces fear. Uncertainty increases fear. That's why preparation matters. Create 10 powerful starter phrases and memorize them. For example, in my opinion, one important reason is, from my experience, what I've noticed is, I agree to some extent, but these are speaking anchors. Anchors stop you from drifting into panic. Now let's go into social fear. Sometimes fear is not about English. It's about people. You worry. What if they think I'm boring? Here's truth. People don't remember perfect sentences. They remember feeling. If you are present, calm, respectful, you win. You don't need to entertain everyone. You just need to be real. Now let's address overthinking. After speaking, do you replay the conversation in your head? Why did I say that? I should have said something better. Stop. Once a sentence leaves your mouth, it's gone. Focus on the next sentence. Confident people move forward. Insecure people replay. Forward focus builds power. Backward focus builds doubt. Now let's strengthen your reaction control. If someone corrects your English, don't shrink. Say, "Thank you. I appreciate that." That response shows maturity. Correction is growth, not insult. Strong learners love feedback. Weak learners avoid it. Decide who you are. Now imagine you are in a group discussion. People speak quickly. You feel left behind. Instead of competing for speed, wait for a pause. Then say calmly, "I'd like to add something." Simple, clear, direct. You don't need to interrupt loudly. Confidence does not shout. It enters smoothly. Now let's talk about fear of accent. Many learners worry. My accent is not American. Listen carefully. Accent is identity. Clarity is priority. If people understand you clearly, you are successful. Even native speakers have different accents. Confidence is not sounding American. Confidence is sounding sure. Now let's go deeper into emotional control. Fear usually comes from one thought. I might fail. Replace it with, I might learn. That one shift reduces pressure. Pressure kills performance. Curiosity improves performance. Instead of trying to be impressive, try to be curious. Ask questions. Engage. Stay interested. Interest removes fear. Now let's build one strong habit. Every day, speak for 5 minutes without stopping. Any topic. No editing. No perfection. Just flow. At first, it will feel uncomfortable. Then easier. Then natural. Fear fades through repetition. Not motivation. Repetition. Now think about this. When a child learns to walk, they fall. Many times. But they don't say, "Walking is not for me." They keep trying. Speaking English is the same. Falling is part of walking. Mistakes are part of speaking. Now let's increase your internal power even more. Close your eyes for a second. Picture a room full of people. You are standing there. Not perfect. Not nervous. Just steady. You start speaking slowly. One sentence. Then another. Then another. No rush. No panic. That version of you already exists. You are not becoming someone new. You are removing fear from someone who is already capable. Fear is a layer, not your identity. Now remember this sentence deeply. Fear decreases when action increases. Waiting increases fear. Speaking decreases fear. Even small action counts. Order food in English. Send a voice note in English. Introduce yourself in English. Small actions break big walls. Now let's strengthen your mindset one more level. Stop aiming for zero fear. Aim for controlled fear. Even confident speakers feel nervous. The difference is, they act anyway. Courage is not absence of fear. Courage is movement despite fear. And when you move despite fear, something powerful happens. Your brain updates its belief about you. It starts thinking, this person is brave. And once your brain sees you as brave, fear loses control. Now we are going even deeper into mastery. Now we move into mastery mode. This is where most people quit. Not because they cannot speak, but because they expect comfort too fast. Growth is uncomfortable first. Then it becomes natural. Let's talk about exposure. If you only practice alone in your room, your confidence will grow slowly. If you speak with real people, your confidence grows faster. Real reactions build real strength. Start small. Comment in English online. Join a short live discussion. Speak to one new person per week. Fear shrinks when exposure increases. Now let's work on mental reframing. Instead of saying, I'm scared to speak, say, I'm excited to improve. Your brain reacts differently to those words. Excitement and fear feel similar in the body. Fast heartbeat, adrenaline, energy. The difference is the label you give it. Label it as excitement. Your performance improves instantly. Now let's talk about mistakes in public. You say something wrong. People notice. What do confident people do? They correct and move on. Sorry, I meant. That's it. No apology speech. No embarrassment story. Correction. Continue. Power is in continuation. Now let's strengthen your speaking rhythm. When you speak, avoid rushing to finish. Confidence has rhythm. Speak a sentence. Pause. Look up. Continue. That rhythm creates authority. Fast non-stop speech creates anxiety energy. Slow intentional speech creates leadership energy. Practice this today. Record yourself speaking slowly. Listen. You will notice you sound stronger. Now let's remove comparison. Comparison kills courage. You compare your English to someone fluent. You feel small. Stop comparing chapter 1 to someone's chapter 20. Measure yourself only against your past version. Ask, am I better than last month? If yes, you are winning. Now let's train quick recovery. You forget a word. Don't freeze. Describe it. For example, you forget umbrella. Say, the thing we use when it rains. Communication continues. Fluency is not knowing every word. Fluency is continuing without stopping. Now let's address social pressure. Sometimes fear comes from one person in the room. Maybe they look serious. Maybe they look confident. Remember this. Everyone is thinking about themselves. Not judging you deeply. People are busy with their own thoughts. You are not under a spotlight as much as you think. Now let's upgrade your identity. Stop saying, I'm bad at speaking. Say, I'm training my speaking. Language shapes identity. Identity shapes action. Action shapes results. Now let's talk about daily reinforcement. Every night, ask yourself, where did I speak today? Even one sentence counts. Celebrate small courage. Celebration strengthens behavior. Now here is a powerful technique. Visualization repetition. Before sleeping, imagine yourself speaking confidently tomorrow. Your brain rehearses it. When the moment comes, it feels familiar. Familiar reduces fear. Now let's go into advanced confidence. Confidence is built from promises you keep to yourself. If you say, "I will practice 10 minutes," then do it. Self-trust grows. Self-trust removes fear. Because fear often comes from doubt. And doubt disappears when self-trust increases. Now think about this deeply. Fear is a signal. It means something matters. You don't fear things that don't matter. So fear is proof that growth is happening. Instead of fighting fear, use it as direction. If speaking scares you, speaking is your growth path. Now imagine 1 year from now. If you avoid speaking, what happens? Same fear. Same hesitation. Now imagine you speak daily for 1 year. Different voice. Different posture. Different presence. The only difference. Daily action. Now let's solidify your belief. Repeat internally. I am allowed to speak. Many learners feel they need permission. You don't. Your voice deserves space. Your thoughts deserve expression. Now one final deep mindset shift before we move forward. Confidence is not something you wait to feel. It is something you decide to act with. Action first. Confidence later. Speak before you feel ready. Because ready is built by doing. And the more you do, the more fearless you become. Now let's go even deeper. There is one invisible habit that silently destroys confidence. Self-judgment while speaking. You start a sentence, and inside your mind another voice says, "That sounded wrong. Your grammar is bad." They are noticing your mistake. So now you are speaking outside, and criticizing yourself inside. That split focus weakens you. Confident speakers are not perfect. They are focused. They focus on message, not self-attack. Next time you speak, try this. Give 100% attention to the idea you are sharing. Not your accent, not your grammar, not their facial expression. Just your idea. Attention is power. Where attention goes, energy flows. Now let's strengthen your emotional resistance. Sometimes people don't respond with excitement. They say, "Okay." They nod slightly. They don't react much. And you think, they didn't like what I said. Stop assuming. Neutral reaction does not mean negative judgment. Mature speakers don't depend on external reaction for confidence. They measure themselves by clarity, not applause. Now let's train social dominance without aggression. Dominance is not loudness. Dominance is calm steadiness. When someone talks over you, don't compete with volume. Keep your tone stable and say, "Let me finish this thought." Then continue. Your calm control signals strength. Now let's improve your mental speed. Fear increases when thinking is chaotic. So organize thoughts using numbers. For example, "I have 3 reasons." Then speak reason 1. Pause. Reason 2. Pause. Reason 3. Structure reduces mental noise. Noise increases fear. Now let's talk about eye focus during nervousness. When anxious, people look down or around too much. Instead, pick one friendly face. Speak to that person for 1 sentence. Then shift slowly. This creates connection without overwhelm. Now let's attack the fear of being judged for mistakes. Here is the truth. If someone judges you for improving yourself, that says more about them than you. Growth attracts respect. Effort attracts support. Only insecure people mock learners. Strong people respect courage. Now let's build resilience through repetition. The first time you speak in a meeting, it feels hard. Second time, slightly easier. Fifth time, manageable. 10th time, normal. Exposure rewires your brain. Your brain learns. I survived. Survival updates belief. Belief updates confidence. Now let's go into breathing during speaking. If your voice shakes, check your breath. Many learners hold breath while speaking. That creates tension. Instead, finish a sentence. Pause. Inhale softly through nose. Continue. Breath controls voice stability. Voice stability controls perception. Now let's talk about silence fear. Many people are scared of silence. They fill it with unnecessary words. But silence is not enemy. Silence is authority. After making an important point, pause. Let it land. That pause shows you are comfortable with space. Comfort with silence equals inner control. Now let's strengthen spontaneous speaking. Practice. Random topic drill. Pick any object near you. Describe it for 1 minute in English. No stopping. No editing. This builds thinking flexibility. Flexibility reduces panic in real conversations. Now let's challenge your belief system. Right now, your fear is a habit. And habits can be replaced. If you speak daily with small courage, fear becomes unfamiliar. Confidence becomes default. Now imagine this moment. You enter a room. People are talking. You wait. Then you calmly add one thought. Not perfect. Not dramatic. Just clear. That one action shifts your identity. You are no longer silent observer. You are participant. Participation builds presence. Presence builds power. Now let's remove the final illusion. You think confidence comes after fluency. Actually, fluency comes after confidence in action. If you wait to be fluent before speaking confidently, you will wait forever. Confidence is decision-based. Fluency is repetition-based. Decide first. Repeat daily. Results follow. Now hold this truth strongly. You are not afraid of English. You are afraid of judgment. And judgment loses power when you stop fearing it. So speak. Even if voice shakes. Even if words are simple. Even if grammar is not perfect. Because every time you speak, you send one message to your brain. I move forward. And people who move forward eventually speak without fear. Now let's go to the deepest layer. Identity under pressure. When you are relaxed, you can speak. When you are alone, you can speak. But when pressure comes, your old identity returns. The quiet one, the careful one, the one who avoids mistakes. So the real training is not English. The real training is who you choose to be under pressure. Next time pressure rises, say internally, this is my training moment. Not, this is scary. Training moment. That shift turns fear into practice. Now let's talk about micro bravery. Big courage feels hard. Small courage feels possible. Instead of saying, today I will speak perfectly in front of everyone, say, today I will ask one question. That's it. One question. Small bravery repeated daily becomes big confidence. Now let's build emotional detachment. After you speak, don't search faces for approval. Say your sentence. Pause. Stay neutral. Move on. Confidence grows when you stop chasing validation. Now let's talk about voice control under stress. When nervous, voice becomes higher and faster. Lower your tone slightly. Slow your speed slightly. Drop your sentence ending firmly. Example. Weak. I think maybe we can try something different. Strong. I think we can try something different. Same words. Different energy. Energy shapes perception. Now let's train mental reset. If you make a mistake in one sentence, do not let it affect the next sentence. Every sentence is new. Treat each sentence like a fresh start. This prevents spiral thinking. Now let's discuss social hierarchy fear. Sometimes you feel scared because the other person seems powerful. Boss, manager, native speaker. Remember this. Communication is human to human, not status to status. When you speak, you are equal in that moment. You bring ideas. They bring ideas. Conversation is exchange, not competition. Now let's train discomfort tolerance. Fear reduces when you stop escaping discomfort. Stay in the conversation 10 seconds longer than comfortable. Then 20 seconds next time. Stretch your comfort zone slowly. Growth lives outside comfort. Now let's strengthen your inner dialogue. Replace "I hope I don't mess up" with "I'll handle whatever happens." That sentence builds resilience. Confidence is not believing nothing will go wrong. Confidence is believing you can handle it if it does. Now let's go into presence mastery. When speaking, focus on 3 things only: breath, voice, message. Not audience reaction. Not background noise. Not past mistakes. Just those 3. Simplicity increases control. Now imagine future you. 6 months from now. Speaking smoothly. Smiling naturally. Responding without panic. That version is built by daily imperfect attempts. Not by waiting. Not by watching more videos. By speaking. Action creates identity. Identity creates behavior. Behavior creates reality. Now understand this clearly. Fear will not disappear one day magically. It will shrink gradually. Each time you speak despite fear, you weaken it. Each time you avoid, you strengthen it. So the real question is not, "Am I afraid?" The real question is, "Will I act anyway?" Because fearless speaking is not about zero fear. It is about controlled courage. And controlled courage is a skill. A skill you build. A skill you practice. A skill you repeat. And the more you repeat, the more natural it becomes. Keep speaking. Keep showing up. Keep choosing courage. And one day, you will look back and realize, the fear that once controlled you now barely whispers. Now let's remove the final hidden barrier. Perfection addiction. You want the perfect sentence, the perfect grammar, the perfect pronunciation. And because it is not perfect, you delay speaking. But perfection is slow. Conversation is fast. Real communication is imperfect and alive. If you wait for perfect, you miss the moment. And confidence grows only inside the moment. So choose progress over perfection. Now let's talk about social memory. You think people remember your small mistakes. They don't. People are busy thinking about themselves. Their clothes, their words, their image. You are not the center of their judgment. You are a small part of their day. This realization is freedom. Now let's build fast recovery power. If you mispronounce something, correct lightly and continue. No drama. No apology speech. Just adjust and move. Strong speakers recover quickly. Weak speakers replay mistake internally for minutes. Recovery speed equals confidence level. Now let's train emotional stability. Sometimes your hands shake. Sometimes your heart beats fast. That is normal. Do not fight physical symptoms. Accept them. Speak anyway. When you accept nervous energy instead of resisting it, it loses intensity. Resistance increases fear. Acceptance reduces it. Now let's discuss authority tone. Authority does not shout. Authority does not rush. Authority sounds steady. Short sentences. Clear pauses. Controlled breathing. You don't need big vocabulary to sound powerful. You need stability. Now imagine you are in a meeting. You disagree with someone. Fear says stay silent. Confidence says speak respectfully. You can say, I see your point. I have a slightly different view. Calm. Balanced. Strong. That is fearless communication. Now let's build repetition discipline. Every day, speak for 5 minutes alone. Record it. Watch it. Not to criticize. To improve one small thing. Maybe posture today. Maybe pace tomorrow. Maybe tone next time. Small adjustments create massive transformation over months. Now let's strengthen your mental frame. Instead of entering conversation to impress, enter to express. Impressing creates pressure. Expressing creates freedom. When you focus on expressing your idea clearly, pressure drops. Now let's go into leadership energy. Leaders are not fearless. They act despite fear. They speak even when unsure. They take space calmly. You don't need title to show leadership. You show it through voice control and calm presence. Now let's challenge you. Next time you are in a group, don't wait to be invited. Find the right moment. Add one thoughtful sentence. 1. That's your growth step. Now remember this powerful truth. Confidence is not built in comfort. It is built in repetition under mild stress. So create small stress intentionally. Join conversations. Ask questions. Share opinions. Every repetition reduces fear response. Your brain adapts. Neural pathways strengthen. Fear response weakens. Science supports this. Exposure changes brain wiring. Now look at your journey. You were once scared to even say a sentence. Now you are learning structure, tone, breath control. That is progress. And progress deserves respect. Keep going. Keep practicing. Keep choosing courage over silence. Because the version of you who speaks without fear is already inside you. You are not creating it. You are uncovering it. Now let's talk about something very real. Comparison. You watch fluent speakers. You watch confident presenters. You watch native speakers. And you think, I will never sound like that. That thought kills courage before you even try. But here is the truth. You are watching their chapter 20, and comparing it to your chapter 2. You don't see their early mistakes. You don't see their awkward stage. You only see the polished version. Confidence is a timeline, not a talent. Now let's shift something important. Stop measuring yourself by fluency. Start measuring yourself by participation. Did you speak today? Yes or no? Did you try today? Yes or no? That is the real score. Now let's train emotional control during silence. Sometimes after you speak, there will be silence. And silence feels scary. Your brain says, they didn't like it, that was stupid. Say something more. Relax. Silence often means people are thinking. Strong speakers are comfortable with silence. They don't rush to fill it. They let their words land. That shows power. Now let's discuss facial control. When nervous, face becomes tight. Jaw stiff. Eyebrows tense. Before speaking, relax your jaw slightly. Let your face soften. A relaxed face sends calm signals to your brain. Body influences mind. Not just mind influences body. Now let's go deeper into mindset training. Replace this sentence forever. I am not good at speaking. With, I am in training. Training implies growth. Fixed labels stop growth. Now let's talk about social fear triggers. Fear increases when you feel judged, you feel unprepared, you feel inferior, you feel watched. Solution: prepare small points. Remember equality. Focus on message. Slow your breath. Simple corrections. Now imagine this future scenario. You walk into a room. You don't rush. You don't hide. You take your space naturally. You speak when needed. You pause when needed. You listen fully. You respond clearly. No panic. That version of you is built one conversation at a time. Not overnight. Now let's discuss emotional memory rewriting. If you had a bad speaking experience in the past, your brain stored it. Next time, fear increases. So create new positive experiences. Small wins. Short conversations. Friendly interactions. Each positive memory rewrites the old fear memory. Now let's go into practical daily exposure plan. Day 1. Speak to one stranger briefly. Day 2. Ask one question in group. Day 3. Share one opinion. Day 4. Record yourself speaking 3 minutes. Day 5. Join a live conversation. Step by step. Gradual exposure. This is how fear reduces scientifically. Now understand something powerful. Fear is imagination. Confidence is repetition. The more you repeat action, the less imagination controls you. Now let's train mental strength. Before any conversation, say, I don't need to be perfect. I need to be present. Presence beats perfection. Now let's talk about energy control. If you enter a room already apologizing with body language, people feel it. Instead, enter neutral. Not aggressive. Not submissive. Neutral, calm energy. Balanced posture. Steady eyes. Relaxed breathing. That alone changes perception. Now one final deep shift. Stop asking, what if I fail? Start asking, what if I grow? Different question. Different focus. Different result. And when you change the question, you change your behavior. Fear does not disappear because you watched one video. Fear disappears because you practiced new behavior repeatedly. So from today, you don't wait to feel brave. You act while nervous. That is real courage. And real courage creates fearless speaking. Now let's bring everything together. Speaking without fear is not about becoming loud. It is not about becoming perfect. It is not about becoming someone else. It is about becoming stable. Stable in your breath. Stable in your thoughts. Stable in your delivery. Fear loses power when stability increases. Remember the formula we built today. Slow breath. Clear structure. Short sentences. Strong pause. Calm body. Focused mind. That is it. Not complicated, but powerful. Now imagine yourself 3 months from now. You enter a conversation. Your heart is calm. Your voice is steady. Your words are simple but clear. You don't rush. You don't hide. You don't overthink. You just speak. That version of you is created by daily action, not motivation. Motivation starts you. Discipline transforms you. From today, stop escaping speaking situations. Move toward them. Every conversation is training. Every small mistake is data. Every pause is power. Every sentence builds strength. And one day you will look back and realize, the fear that once controlled you now feels small. Because you became bigger. If this class helped you think differently about fear, then don't keep this growth small. Like this session so more serious learners can find it. Share it with someone who stays silent because of fear. And if you are committed to building real confidence in English and communication, Subscribe and stay connected. We are not here for shortcuts. We are here for real transformation. Your voice matters. Use it. And keep speaking.